So I'm going to keep my opening remarks short since the audio quality isn't good, I know. We can begin. Today the guest, of course, is Ken Wax, and he's going to be talking about his observations at CES. So, yeah, big show. And I understand there were flying cars. Is that right, Ken?
There were, and
All
I will
right.
be talking about it.
Any smell-o-vision? I'm always looking forward to smell-o-vision.
I haven't heard of that since I think that's my parents' era from the 40s or the 50s.
Okay, because flying cars are coming true. I figure smell-o-vision is coming soon then. But yeah, we're looking forward to hearing about that. But before we get into that feature, we'll have our open forum for about 20 minutes to share remarks and observations and questions. And I will go on mute as to optimize sound quality and ask that everybody do the same while you're not speaking to reduce echo. Okay, so who would like to go first?
I have an arc. Go ahead, David.
Just can you hear me okay?
Just fine.
Okay. I just want to mention that the new issue of the Boston Audio Society newsletter, the BAS speaker, has been published. Um, it has three, and also the printed issue has been mailed. So if you're getting that, you should get it shortly. There are three show reports, the Axpona Expo with Nick, the AES convention with Alan, and media with Ken Wax. Also, there's an article by John S. Allen about audio restoration of old recordings. And a new feature, retrospective of the Boston Audio Society speaker, 50, 25, and 10 years ago, which Ken Schwartz has been putting together, though he's not given a byline. Also, I asked the printer at the suggestion of Ken Wax to trim the right edge of the printed speaker. And it is a subtle improvement. Just all the edges are even. So just a trivial matter. There's no charge, so why not? And that's it for now.
I have an old archive of 7.5-inch open reel tapes, 3/4 of an inch tape. My Tandberg tape deck is sort of frozen. I haven't used it in years, and when I went to use it, the relays either don't move or they move very slowly. So I think I have to give up on the deck. But I do have some recordings that I can't replace because they were of family members and of family functions from decades ago. So two things. I'm looking for a replacement deck that can play back recordings mostly done at was it 3 3/4 inches per second with Dolby. Plus, a number of the reels have splices in them, and I found that most of the splices have dried out. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to have a pile of tape segments. So, should I even bother to recover this, or just tell the family, live on your memories?
Well, they can be recovered.
What do you recommend for splicing? I used 3M white tape ages ago, and those dried out.
There's a blue splicing tape, which is slightly less than a 1/4 inch across. So you can put the splice down and leave a little bit at the edges so the adhesive doesn't bleed onto the tape. As far as longevity, I don't know, but they can always be fixed.
Well, at this point, I'm not looking for longevity. I'm looking to recover and then transfer the data to probably a digital format. I mean, transfer the audio recordings.
Do you have a splicing block?
I always did it by hand. I just took the pieces, overlapped, cut, and
If the splice came apart, then you just have to put the edges back together again and make
that's
sure.
right. It's a neat cut.
And the splicing block allows you to do it very neatly.
Okay, use the splicing block. All right.
I probably have an extra one around.
And what about the machine itself? Does anyone have, or maybe I'll
I have,
find on the used market something that plays 3 3/4 with Dolby?
I do. I'm not eager to volunteer. That was their last resort. I have an extra Dolby unit, probably. So if you found a deck, this would work.
And no one's making open reel anymore, are they?
High end, yes, but you're maybe talking $10,000.
Oh, no,
Uh,
Tandberg was a high-end consumer product when I bought it decades ago.
Start with Craigslist.
Okay.
'Cause they're heavy, and so you need something local, possible. I have a Magnicord, which probably just has broken belts. I don't know if you want to get into that. Rubber belts.
Are you in the business of restoring old tapes and as a, paid service?
I've done projects like that. I have a Revox A700, which plays 3 speeds. And I have half track and quarter track head blocks and
Mm-hmm.
Dolby B and Dolby A and DBX. So,
Actually, last September at CES, someone was displaying a Revox, and when I asked about it, they said they're just showing off the furniture, and that's a prop.
I think Revox may be still making machines. I'm not sure. But anyway. I'm sure you're not looking for an expensive new machine.
No, it's I basically all the pre-recorded music that I had captured from when I was, in college recording off radio stations and stuff. I've replaced all that with a
Sure.
digital library.
Right. There's no point.
Another good resource I found is the Facebook Marketplace, in addition to Craigslist. And amazing bargains come up on that. People who have things and they don't want to ship them because they're heavy, so you get really good deals.
You mean the social network Facebook has a marketplace?
They do. And so you find people with estate sales and things like this with, gear owned by people like us, and it's almost free.
You mean when our heirs try to dispose of our stuff and they don't even know what it is?
They don't know what it is. So there's all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah. So you might find something like that. They tend to come and go pretty quickly, so you just have to watch for it. And I can speak to its effectiveness for getting rid of white elephants, since that's what we've been doing here with our move. And yeah, it works.
So that's your go-to rather than something like eBay?
eBay is very expensive. It has a huge market, global market. Um, and that's good if you have something that's easily shipped. But if it's a big, heavy item, then it's probably not worth the extra fees that you'll have to pay eBay. Furthermore, if you sell on eBay, they report all of your revenue to the IRS, and you have to pay taxes on that. Whereas cash transactions that are done through Facebook, or, well, they're not done through Facebook, just the introduction is done by Facebook, and it's up to you to conclude the transaction, and those are not reported. So yeah.
Yeah, you don't
eBay
necessarily
is
owe
expensive.
taxes, but it is reported. My nephew did it, and I saw the 1099s he got, and I checked with my accountant, and he said, yeah, but he's not in the business, so don't worry about it.
There you go. Yep. So if you buy and sell things on eBay routinely and um, you report only the increase in value, then you do it. Anyway, yeah, so Facebook Marketplace is good. It has pictures of things, which can be helpful. Sometimes what people are selling, they don't quite understand what it is they're selling. And those are oftentimes the best sources of bargains. So you can see, and you can also judge whether it's had a hard life or it's been babied, maybe just, sitting around for a long time. But often the belts, anything made of rubber is going to dry out, and those things are going to need to be replaced, but those are not very hard to do.
Unless someone here wants to offer us a service rehabbing my Panberg so it works. Didn't see many
I
hands.
think we, if we had a way of making cricket sound on Zoom, we push that button. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, I'm facing a similar situation. We have a pile of videotapes. We did not want to bring them with us going forward in life, so I bought a gizmo that you can attach to your VCR, and it will record the contents, video and audio, to a you know a thumb drive that you plug in. Yeah, and I started this project in the VCR that I had, which I don't think I've used more than once or twice in my whole life. It died, so I had to get a new one. And it turns out these are not available new. Pretty much, you can't
See, I
buy
thought
VCRs anymore.
about
Always
5 years ago, I saw players were still on the market. Not
almost impossible to find. So I
really.
bought a refurbished one from Amazon, and that's worked out okay. But I even put out an inquiry to the town's news group to ask if anybody had one that I could borrow, and I got crickets. So not only are they not available, but for sale, but people have thrown them out. And so VHS is almost an entirely dead format from this perspective. You can't even source the hardware. It's tough. Uh, but our library, it seems, has what they call a library of things section, which makes available equipment for borrowing, including VHS players. But these are all checked out and have waiting lists. So I ended up buying one used from Amazon, and it's worked out okay. You'd be surprised how these old formats can turn out to be really quite tricky. So the sooner you get them digitized, the better, is my advice if you care about the contents.
There's a company called Real Transfers, REEL transfers.com, that can transfer just about anything to digital files. There's other companies that do the same thing too.
Sure.
Hey, that sounds promising, but in my case, I've got to splice things first, make sure they're in the right order, and then do the transfer.
Yep. Well, 4,300 vendors at CES can. It's a shame that not one of them offers this service.
Well, I wasn't actually looking then, but they're all pitching new stuff.
Exactly. All right. Any other things for open forum? Nope. All right. Well, with that, then why don't we hand it over to you, Ken?
Okay.
Tell us all about the CES here.
thank you all for inviting me to talk about my experience at the Consumer Electronics Show. The show was held in January in Las Vegas. Let me see if I can start my presentation. When I reported on CES 2024, I wrote that the tagline for 2024 products were artificial intelligence and robotics. 2025 continued this trend with considerable expansion. There was hardly a vendor that didn't claim they were using AI or robotics. The Consumer Electronics Show is billed as the largest trade show in the United States. It's run by the Consumer Technology Association, which also says it's the largest trade association in the United States, established in 1924 to promote the radio industry. CES 2025 ran from January 7th to 10th in Las Vegas, had more than 4,500 exhibits and 300 conference sessions. The attendance at the show, the audited attendance, was 142,000, of which 40% were visitors from outside the US. Now, this is a decrease in total attendance from 2020, just before the pandemic in January 2020, attendance hit 180,000. So we'll see if the industry is recovering, and we'll also see the effects of US federal policy on foreign visitors. The Consumer Technology Association was created to promote the sale of audio-video equipment. However, audio-video exhibits have been decreasing at CES, replaced by exhibits in the categories you see here on the screen. So my objective in this presentation is to capture the diversity of CES products. So what I'm going to do is start with a sort of a photographic montage touring the show floor. And then I'm going to highlight maybe a dozen and a half products that I found novel, offbeat, and illustrative of trends in consumer electronics, which, as you can see here, spans much more than audio video equipment and home appliances. So, by the way, any questions you have, just let me know as I go and be glad to field questions. I assume you're seeing the screen all right?
Yes.
Good. So here's a few illustrative examples of the features of the show. Samsung Electronics introduced an AI for all vision at CES, and this is a quote of their objectives: to bring intelligence to every day, enabling people to experience a more personal, impactful, and empowering world. Kubota Agri is an autonomous tractor electrically powered with the ability to charge from 10 to 80% in less than 6 minutes. It uses artificial intelligence to monitor potential issues. It includes automatic data collection, real-time monitoring, and water management. This is an explanation of how to add AI to a television from TCL. Now, TCL is a Chinese company that purchased the US TV brand, RCA, and they were touting that they've applied AI to large screen TVs. They do this according to their written and the descriptions that I got from a salesperson there, is that they break the image into hundreds of zones. They adjust the brightness, contrast, and color in each zone, especially in the dark regions, to create what TCL calls micro dimming. For sound enhancement, TCL adjusts the volume when switching programming materials such as add and changes of channel. Now, what first caught my eye on the show floor was a huge TCL TV claiming it was AI. When I asked the salesperson what's intelligent here, he pointed to an athlete running across the screen and he said, "You see the details in her legs, the blemishes?" He said, "We didn't actually have that data. We guessed what should be there and we painted that on her legs dynamically." Didn't exactly overwhelm me, but thought I'd let you know. I think this micro contrast imaging serves a little better purpose than sort of painting in details. The Sambo Motors Group is offering the HAM 3-2 as the first hybrid powered air taxi. So that's sort of like a personal helicopter. And this orange unit here that can you see my pointer on the screen?
Yes.
Yeah, that orange unit is actually a hydrogen fuel cell that's combined with a battery for short haul flights. The garbage truck is built by Republic Services, who worked with Oshkosh Corporation to add electric power garbage trucks to a fleet of 17,000 trucks used for recycling and waste collection.
Ken, going back a second to the air taxi, did they name that because of the hydrogen tank, the Hindenburg?
No, they called it the HAM. I don't know whether the H stands for Hindenburg, but I don't think that would encourage market development. Well, in the audio video side, we have vinyl records. Uh, I did some research into Crosley and found out that the creator of the company, Powell Crosley Jr., was actually a pioneer in radio manufacturing who started in 1921. And then he went on to found WLW AM radio that's still broadcasting in Cincinnati. It went on the air in 1922. Crosley continues to supply what I call the nostalgia market. According to the website, quote, Crosley Radio blends retro looks with modern technology. As one of the largest record player manufacturers, we develop high fidelity turntables for everyone, including the most discerning of audiophiles. That means us. So is Crosley the go-to company for vinyl players? That's a question I can't answer. I'll leave it to the more expert in the BAS. So I wanted to highlight on the right the sign that Cityscape, that's actually a micro LED technology. It's essentially specialty signage made from new TV technology. On the left, the smart cat door is pretty clever. It's a cat flap, which is controlled so that it will only let your cat enter if your cat is not carrying prey, like to show you the mouse it caught. The product tagline is, quote, let cats in, keep mice, birds, rats, bugs, and rivals out. It's linked to a smartphone app that includes a video link to monitor the flap usage. The product is made by a company called OnlyCat. It sells for more than $600, or you can buy a subscription for $337 a year. The automated cat box, which you see on the right, includes plumbing to flush away cat waste. It links to a smartphone app that tracks the cat's visits so that, according to the company, can spot health issues. The manufacturer is Pet Guru. The product tagline is, quote, "Goodbye scooping, hello flushing." And the cost is $2,000,
Oh,
which is about 200 times the cost of a human toilet. I mean, 10 times the cost of a human toilet.
I'd like to put in a word about that technology.
Yeah,
We tried the automatic
your cat in, but
automatic
no,
cat
can't
box
carry
with it.
rodents. Rodents will not be allowed in. $2,000 cat flush toilet.
yeah.
How
We
it's
tried an
electronic.
automatic cat box,
Yeah.
and the cat stayed away from it, and it messed up the whole house so bad we had to send it back. They just don't want to use that thing.
You sent the cat back or the box?
Both.
Somebody, when somebody bought the automatic cat toilet, the cat wouldn't use it, use the house, so they had to send the toilet back.
Uh-huh. Well, this isn't the first time I've seen this type of gadget at the show. Each year they get more sophisticated, and of course, the latest now is to link it with a smartphone app. So no matter where you are, you can see the mess your cat's making. So now I want to go into the curated part of the show where I go into more details about specific products, include a photo and a video for each product. I was at the show for 4 days, and now I was mixing it with seeing the exhibit floor, attending presentations, and meeting with clients. Bottom line is, even if I spent all 4 days going from exhibit to exhibit, I couldn't do justice to the 4,500 exhibits because the show was scattered around Las Vegas. The distance between various exhibit halls was up to a mile. Some of the exhibits were in the casino meeting rooms. So you really had to develop a strategy for meeting your associates, attending the appropriate presentations. In addition to everything I said, there were social gatherings in the evening, many times sponsored by some of the companies on the floor. Plus, there was a press-only gathering of a couple of hundred exhibitors at the Bellagio Hotel, which was a couple of miles from the Las Vegas Convention Center. So let's go into the details now. I broke it down into these categories, and you'll see 2 or 3 samples in each category of various products. I did try to find as many of the audio video products as I could, but I didn't have time to go to the private exhibits that were held in suites in the Venetian Palace. Actually, I think I did see one, and I did speak to the company and invited them here. Um, Unfortunately, the company is US, but they do their manufacturing in China. I contacted them a couple of months ago, and they said they've got serious problems with these fluctuating tariffs, and it's really messing up their introduction of new products. So they had to delay my invite to speak to us, but I'll keep on top of it. So the first product is from a company called Halliday Eyeglasses with artificial intelligence. It's billed as the world's first proactive AI glasses with an invisible display. The display is actually right at the top of the eyeglass here is a projector that projects an image onto your retina. So it paints the image right onto your retina. It creates a 3.5-inch apparent screen in the corner of your field of view. The glass is linked to a smartphone via Bluetooth. The app captures discussions and then analyzes conversations, checks facts, and offers insights via the glasses technology. The glasses weigh 1.2 ounces. They include an 8-hour battery. It's made by a company in China at a price of $500, including prescription lenses. So let's see a video about this.
Hey, Morrow, I just got these smart glasses that finally make sense.
Wait, are you wearing smart glasses?
Yeah, it's Halliday. Gorgeous, right? Check it out. The world's first proactive AI glasses. Make you sharper with its invisible digi window. Anticipate your needs and help before you ask. Let's say you're in one of those long meetings, while others struggle to keep up. But I'm just chilling. With a simple swipe, I can activate Halliday's proactive AI agent. It can continuously learn and understand my surroundings. And if any question comes up, I get an insightful answer immediately.
So let me ask, what is the one trend for glasses next year?
I think it's retro revival. People want that nostalgic feel, but with a modern twist.
That's the one. I love it. Let's explore some design concepts and meet again.
Guess what? I'm also getting a meeting note. Halliday, what's my next schedule?
At 15 o'clock, you have a presentation on the smart glasses that make you smarter.
I guess I need to change my clothes. You might think I am speaking off script, but I have my cheat sheet right here in my glasses. Halliday also makes sure I never miss any messages from my loved ones. Like right now. Now we are in Japan.
Yokoso Nihon e.
Halliday is my personal translator whenever I travel abroad. Whether it's Japanese, French, Spanish, or more. Even if they are in a conversation together, Halliday can translate them all. Slick, right? Halliday is like your loyal lieutenant, empowering you to thrive in a fast-paced world and make you the hero of your own story.
Wow, but it looks like just a regular pair of glasses.
Yes, you can even get prescription lenses at a regular optical store, and its battery life lasts longer than your game console. Where are you going?
Go get my Halliday, of course.
Pick a different color. Yeah, that's Halliday.
First of all, the production values in that video are kind of amazing. But I question that guy, the supposed employee who came up with a clever idea. He just was smart enough to know what AI product to use. I wonder how long he'd keep that job. Next is a different type of glasses that have some of the same features, but they're different. They project an image out into space. They actually project it onto the glass itself. So it looks like it's floating in space, sort of like a teleprompter. Even Realities makes prescription glasses with a built-in display, as I described. The data are fed via Bluetooth link into a smartphone. And the manufacturer states that micro LED optical engines transmit content onto a pair of waveguide lenses, which then project it about 2 meters in front of you, and so it looks natural and not in your way. Applications could include taking notes using the microphone that's built into the glasses, serving as a real-time language translator, navigator while traveling, as I mentioned before, teleprompter during a speech, a smart speaker with AI features to answer questions, and notifications with the options for more detail.
I just got my hands on the world's smartest glasses. These are the brand new Even Realities G1, and they're about to change the way that we see the world. They look like normal glasses, right? They can even be customized to your prescription, which is cool. But here's where it gets mind-blowing. They project content right in front of your eyes. So for example, they can provide real-time translation during a conversation right on the glasses. Or you can get directions without ever touching your phone. Imagine your phone is buzzing, but instead of looking down, you just see the notification right in your view. And at any time, you can press and hold the left side to talk to the built-in AI and ask it anything. What really surprised me is they are so comfortable, super lightweight, and they have screwless hinges. When you're done wearing them for the day, you just pop them in the case and they charge wirelessly. And if you're as blown away as I am about these, you can check them out in my link tree.
Next, for the past few years, I've seen companies with exoskeleton equipment. This exoskeleton was designed to help people who are hikers. So it assists hikers and climbers with enabling a 30% reduction in physical exertion by boosting lower limb performance by 40%. The total equipment pack you see wrapped around the person there weighs 5¼ pounds and produces a continuous torque of 23½ pound-feet with a high torque density, so it can deliver fluid and reliable performance. In addition to outdoor use, it's recommended for long sessions of athletic training and for reducing industrial injuries while improving productivity. Of course, it's paired with a smartphone app that can control, track, and optimize this product called the Hypershell X. The price ranges from $800 to $1,500.
You wondered how AI is going to take over the world.
We've always yearned for nature and the call of the summit. But physical limits have held us back. It's time to seize the future and overcome all challenges. Introducing Hypershell X, the world's first multi-scenario outdoor power suit. Rugged terrain is often the ultimate barrier during long treks and mountaineering. Hypershell Powerful Assist System transforms every step. Its dual motors offer incredible power while remaining lightweight, directly applying a 40% strength boost to your legs. With precise torque control and fast responsiveness, it's engineered for high-impact activities, ensuring smooth and natural assistance when running and hiking. Move past your boundaries. With Hypershell X, you can reach heights you've only dreamed of, finding the freedom and excitement of adventure. The battery is built to power you an extra 17.5 kilometers, letting you explore freely, soak in the views, and uncover new paths with ease. Carrying gear through challenging terrain, it's all part of the adventure. Hypershell X can offset up to 30 kilograms of weight. Incorporating extensive ergonomic considerations, it significantly reduces fatigue during long treks. Equipped with high-precision sensors, tracking the fine-tuning of your every move in real time.
adapting seamlessly across terrains, all to give you the exact push you need at any moment.
So it looks to me like it's an electromechanical Sherpa. So instead of getting a person to help you climb Mount Everest, you get this. Next is a user interface. It's called AirTouch, and it's software developed by a company called Neuralab that uses gesture control to replace a mouse or a touchpad for controlling your computer. It's sort of like an orchestra conductor who you could say is controlling the 100 players in front of him with his hands. The software interprets hand and body gestures via webcam, typically built into a laptop or smartphone, and it's reprogrammed to recognize 6 gestures and to avoid unintentional interactions. Applications are perhaps home control, gaming, office, medical, and industrial tasks. It costs $30 a month per device or $300 a month for commercial use. You notice the image is moving according to his hand signals. Next, I was surprised at the number of products being shown for people with physical limitations. The WeWalk Smart Cane includes embedded voice recognition and an intelligent voice assistant for $600. It provides detailed navigation and includes sensors that detect obstacles and links to a smartphone using Bluetooth. The cane can report nearby shops, restaurants, and it can assist with public transit options and schedules. At the top of the cane, there are some push buttons that allow the user to choose these various options. Users can get training from orientation and mobility specialists who use AI mobility data from the cane sensors that track the user's use of the cane, such as the cane angle to the ground, the sweep range, and distances walked. We Assist is a service using a remote agent backed by a real person to provide virtual assistance using the customer's smartphone camera. This can help users navigate locations such as an airport or assist with shopping to find a store or even find a specific item like a piece of clothing. It's the Manhattan Bridge in the background.
We all witness how fast technology advances every single day. We even speak about self-driving cars, drones. We are talking about going to the Mars. But as a blind person, I still have to rely on my traditional white cane to get around, which is just a plain stick. Hello, I am Kürşat, co-founder of WeWalk. It was just before the inception of WeWalk. I was in New York to give a speech at the United Nations, and while I was going my hotel, I was using my traditional white cane with my one hand. I was holding my smartphone with the other to check the GPS direction, and I was pulling my luggage with those 3 fingers. And in this chaos, not surprisingly, I bumped into a pole. That's why you can see some scars on my front head. And this is not only my problem. There are more than 250 million visually impaired people all around the world. And that's why we created the Smart Cane technology, which detects obstacles and alerts its users, provides turn-by-turn navigation, and informs you about restaurants, cafes, stores while you are passing by. Today, we developed even further. I am excited to introduce brand new AI-integrated Smart Cane technology, WeWalk Smart Cane 2. With Smart Cane 2, you can ask anything and everything to your Smart Cane, such as, where is the closest coffee shop? What is around me right now? Take me to my home. In addition, Smart Cane 2 comes with enhanced obstacle detection technology to increase safety more. All these life-changing technologies are in a sleek design, which is as slim and light as traditional white cane. Smart Cane 2 is ready to enhance the mobility of visually impaired people. Join us and let's walk together.
Now that focuses on the traditional white cane. This product I found very fascinating. As you'll see, it is ordinary glasses with a special camera attached. This is called the Artha, A-R-T-H-A. Data from the camera are processed and fed to a lumbar belt worn by the user, and it uses tactile impressions on the lower back, essentially to paint an image of what the camera sees by tapping different areas in a matrix on the person's lower back. The company claims that training is quick. Quote, within a few minutes of use, users are usually able to intuitively perceive large objects thanks to the haptic, that means touch, representation provided by the device. And the touch, the tactile elements can represent moving objects. And supposedly the user can figure out from this touch on his back the mass of an object in front. And it can be combined with a cane or a guide dog. The company is based in Paris and is offering an initial private sale of the eyeglass clip containing a camera, microphone, speaker, the haptic belt, and a touch phone app for a little under $7,000.
There is something truly amazing hidden in that typical Parisian scene, because our friend Salim, right here, is an adventurer, but a blind one. He can feel the world with the white can, but also with our brand new technology. Maybe you haven't noticed it yet. It is pretty discreet. It's an haptic belt under his jacket. Think of it like a sonar designed for people. We call it the Artha solution. We've won the famous French invention contest, the Concours Lépine, and we are now finishing the product development. Here is one of our co-founders, Rémi Duchalard.
Artha's story began 6 years ago with a bracelet that allows users to feel the world. And now we have a fully functional belt that displays image on the back. We have already 3 patents, and more than 10 are on the way.
Now let's meet our friend Thibaut from the Campus Louis Braille, who dedicated his career to improve the life of blind people.
It's very complementary to the guide dog or the white cane, so it's very useful in my daily life, to identify the objects or the things, especially inside in a building. Even though if I know the place, it's interesting to have this view, this feeling on the back.
The idea behind this project was inspired by the work of Paul Bacureta. During the 60s, he designed several systems to feel an image. For example, a chair could translate what was on TV. We've improved that idea, made it more wearable outside, and more adapted to modern days and audience.
Yeah, we realized that we could play video games because the system is totally capable of interpreting images from a computer. So we figured out that we could play video games, and that's something quite fun to say that a blind man can play actually video games.
The belt comes with a camera that you can clip on your glasses. Together, those two items can analyze what is in front of you and draw what the camera sees directly on your back in real time. And now let's meet our friend Mathieu from the Voir Ensemble Association, who tried the belt several times.
What I believe is that this new technology will help to see things, obviously, to try and see things from afar. And that's pretty new for any blind people.
And we've worked closely with healthcare professionals like Véronique.
What I like about ARTA as an orthoptist, you don't need to see, because ARTA, through touch, is able to create a mental vision.
Meet our co-founder, Louis de Véron.
We had the opportunity to develop our device with more than 500 visually impaired people and many professionals. We are thrilled to launch our product in May for Europe and September for the US market. We're excited to meet you at CES. Scan the QR code to make an appointment with us.
Here is now an audio product. The FIIO S15 music streamer is a specialized decoder for producing high-fidelity music from digital streams. It's controllable from a smartphone app via Bluetooth link. The receiver is preloaded with decoders for a variety of popular formats. It runs on the Android operating system, so apps can be downloaded to handle additional formats. The unit is interposed between the internet connected via Ethernet or Wi-Fi to a local media player like CD, Blu-ray, TV, or USB flash, and an amplifier or powered speakers via RCA or XLR cables. The S15 is built around a Qualcomm Snapdragon chip as used in smartphones with 4 GB RAM, 64 GB ROM. It includes an 8-inch touch panel for setup, and it can accommodate SSD disk storage using the M2 form factor, which is common in laptops. FIIO is a Chinese company with a goal, quote, to raise the reputation of made in China. And it cost $1,050.
The FIIO S15 streamer is an impressive network player that offers a seamless and immersive music streaming experience. With its open Android 12 operating system and custom horizontal screen interface, installing and using popular streaming apps is a breeze. The device supports a wide range of protocols, including Roon Ready, AirPlay, DLNA, and Bluetooth, allowing you to connect and play music from various sources. One of the standout features of the S15 is its high-quality DAC combination, the AKM AK4191 Plus AK4499EX. This flagship DAC enhances the signal-to-noise ratio and minimizes noise amplitudes, resulting in a pure and detailed sound. The fully separated digital-analog architecture further improves resolution and delivers a balanced and dynamic audio performance. The background noise is effectively reduced, revealing a natural and relaxed tonal charm. FIIO has also implemented 2 ultra-low phase noise femtosecond oscillators, the Accusilicon AS318B series, which undergo rigorous selection to ensure exceptional fidelity and precision in decoding. When paired with power amplifiers or external DACs, the S15 delivers an unparalleled audio experience. The device's compatibility with UPnP, SMB, and WebDAV protocols allows you to access and play songs from NAS, local networks, or cloud servers, giving you access to your entire music library. Additionally, You can enjoy direct local playback using built-in storage, TF cards, USB drives, or external hard drives. With its 7.84-inch screen and a range of connectivity options, including Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, USB, and HDMI, the S15 offers a versatile and convenient music streaming solution. The remote control and app control options provide easy navigation and access to your favorite music. Overall, the FiiO S15 streamer is an exceptional music player that combines advanced technology, high-quality audio performance, and seamless connectivity. It is an excellent choice for music enthusiasts seeking a premium streaming experience with a wide range of features and compatibility options.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.
Does anyone really understand why you need this as opposed to getting a stream, say, through a computer and putting it on a flash drive and then playing it through a audio system? No. Next is a musical instrument. Libra Live is the brand name of the company applying technology for creating music. Their mission is to, quote, liberate your music live. It looks like a guitar, but it has no strings, and it's being pitched to beginners and seasoned performers. So I dismiss this first as a toy, but they claim it's intended also for professionals. It has, instead of strings, a touchpad and a paddle. The instructions are presented on a smartphone app. The user sets the tempo and programs the guitar with up to 72 complex chords. It includes accompanying rhythm with built-in drum machine and bass line, and the music plays from speakers in the guitar body powered by a 6-hour battery, or it could run for 12 hours if using external speakers. The cost is $500, available in 4 colors.
I can now play guitar without having to worry about my nails. Libra Live, the first stringless backing smart guitar. Let's see how it looks like. It's like a pretty small guitar. You basically just lift this up. With this, you keep it up here. This is so easy to fold and carry.
Now we're going to turn to health improvements. Here's another exoskeleton. The previous one was to help healthy people go beyond their physical limits. This is to help people with disabilities reach potential beyond their abilities. Cosmo Robotics is a Korean company that develops machinery worn on the body to supplement muscular limitations for the disabled, or it could also be used to improve efficiency of labor-intensive tasks. This machine is called the type of wearable robotics. Medical applications include lower limb assistance, training for people to walk who have injuries, stroke, or neurological disorders. Various size units and features can be tailored to children, teenagers, adults, and the elderly. Sensors gather walking patterns for reprogramming the unit to improve the gait, and they can be programmed to provide various degrees of assistance. For industrial use, they can also help reduce strains when lifting heavy objects or people, such as a nurse who has to do a person transfer from a bed to a table or a wheelchair. They can also reduce the risks from repetitive tasks. They're designed to be put on easily and operate with a non-powered mechanism.
Hello, thank you for your time and your interest. My name is Gary Viles. I represent Neuro Rehab Recovery. We are the distributor for Cosmo Robotics. Cosmo Robotics has a vision of making everybody be able to walk again. We have technology that involves robotic-powered exoskeletons. These exoskeletons are for patients that have had neurological injuries or disease. So what we want to do is get these people upright and moving again. A wheelchair is a nice way to be able to be functional and mobile, but to stay in a wheelchair all day, every day is not healthy for you. We are designed to be upright and mobile. Many of our biological systems are gravity fed. So these systems, we have a full continuum of product portfolio. We have the Bambini Mini, which is for children ages 3 to 7. Then we have the Bambini Teen, which is essentially for patients that are ages 7 to 14. As you can see, these are powered. They have motors at the hip, knee, and ankle. This can be customized to the patient's presentation, so we can adjust step height, step length, step speed. We can also adjust the assistance, so it can be 100% assist, or it can be variable assist, so that we make the patient do a little bit of work. So for some of these patients that have cerebral palsy or maybe a brain injury, etc., maybe they can improve their gait to the point where they can walk out of it. But some patients that have complete paralysis because of spinal cord lesions, they will use this device every day the rest of their life to be mobile and to enhance their biological function. Now, once they've gone through a stage of growth, we come back to the adult exoskeleton. So this is designed for an adult that has been using the pediatric exoskeleton for a number of years, and in reality this is the clinic version, because we also have over there, we have the home version. The home version is designed to be customized to the patient depending on their height and the length of their legs and their neurological condition. These systems are easy to use, they're easy to program. We can make adjustments to the sizes without any tools needed, just using lever systems. The user interface is all touchscreen and detachable, so again, very easy for a physical therapist to use as well. What is our goal? Our goal, as I said, is to make walking accessible to everyone, because we take taking a step for granted. Okay, if I can stand and look you in the eye and give you a hug, that's a huge psychosocial impact. That's a huge impact that we can have on someone's life with their caregiver, with their loved one. And so that's our vision, is to be able to have everybody be able to walk again.
Next is dental care. This is an electric toothbrush aimed at children, and its unique feature is it brushes all the teeth on the upper or the lower jaw at the same time. As you can see, the child bites into a U-shaped tray that it dispenses toothpaste and cleans each tooth using water. The cost is $200 plus $7 a month for toothpaste.
Now that you have your Willow Autoflow Plus set up, it's time to get brushing. First, set your brush timer mode. Press the top display button to toggle between 2 modes. Daily for the recommended 2-minute brush, and Super for a 25% longer brush. Next, select your brush strength mode. Press the bottom button to toggle between modes. Select Clean for a gentle brushing, or Scrub for a deeper clean that's gentle on your gums. Once your timer and brush modes are set, wet the bristles of your OptiClean brush head and shake off any excess water. Seal your lips over the lip rest and gently bite down. Position the bristles against your teeth and gums. Hold your chin up and the handle parallel to the ground while brushing. Press the handle button to start brushing. the display will show the brushing progress. You can toggle between brush strength modes during brushing. Once the top arch is full, the device will chime, and the display will indicate flip, which means it's time to clean your bottom teeth. Position the brush head against your bottom teeth and press the start button again. The bottom arch will show brushing progress. When the bottom arch is full, the device will chime again. Your brushing is now complete. After brushing, rinse the OptiClean brush head with water and place the handle back on your Willow. The drip tray will catch any excess water.
Next is pest control. This company called Bazingo is from Israel, and I'm not saying this is the best solution, but it is really weird. It claims to use artificial intelligent vision to find a mosquito, and then you might think it's zapping the mosquito, but no. What it's doing is using a low-power laser beam to tell you where the mosquito is, and then you get out the fly swatter and get rid of the mosquito. The box there is 3 by 3 by 2.5 inches, weighs less than a pound, costs about $200. And they do offer to sell you an electric swatter with a telescoping handle for $50.
We've all been there. Another sleepless night. Tired of chasing mosquitoes in the middle of the night? Introducing Zigo Iris, your bedroom's new smart mosquito guardian. Zigo Iris scans the room with dynamic vision and tracks mosquitoes in a way no other solution does.
Buzz, buzz.
It notifies you when it sees a mosquito and marks the spot with an eye-safe laser. All that's left for you is making the final punch and get back to sleep. Zigo Iris detects all mosquito types, day or night, even in the dark, always chemical-free. Zigo Iris is safe and reliable, protecting your health and saves you time and effort. Get Zigo Iris today and start breaking the buzz cycle.
Next, this is an unusual application of AI and robotics to food preparation. This is another Israeli company that is offering this, I believe, for restaurants. It produces food with a robotic and a 3D printer where the material in the 3D printer is food stuff. And it creates the food, in this case, the hamburg patty, and then cooks the food. And they currently have robots that do this for meat-based products, plant-based products, and cookies. They're pitching it to restaurants, corporate offices, airport lounges, and convenience stores. They did a trial at the University of Denver and prepared plant-based burgers in 4 to 7 minutes. They were judged by their test panel as having a taste of 8.7 on a scale of 10. And what they're planning to do is rent the robots for $1,500 to $2,000 per month, including service and software updates, and pitching it as lower cost than hiring cooks. when you're done eating, you have the dishes to do. So this company called Second Curve produces a mini-sized dishwasher. You see, it's only about a foot by 16 inches. It's designed for people with very limited space, like a very tiny apartment. It occupies the footprint of a sheet of paper. It includes a 1-gallon tank for the water to wash about 5 dishes at a time or so. And each wash uses 20 ounces of water and about 2 cents of electricity.
Hi there, I'm here at CES 2025 and I'm on the Second Curve stand to find out what's going on. So can you tell us a little bit about the product you've got on show?
Yeah, definitely. So this is a high-speed dishwasher. Basically, usually it takes 5 to 10 seconds to clean up the dish. And so there's no detergent, soap required. We use high pressure, hot water to clean up the dish. Yeah, do you mind if I show you like a quick demo? Spread it out. Put it in here. Do a deep cleaning. It's gonna take 10 seconds. Start it. Yeah.
Can you tell us where the idea came from?
The company? Yeah, so we are from China, Dongguan. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And what would you say makes this product so unique?
So it's definitely a great product for singles or for smaller apartments. Yeah, that's basically our main targets. Yeah, and it's ready to go. And here we go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Excellent. And is this product available to buy now?
It's available in Chinese market right now. Probably will target US market next year sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much for your time and for the demo.
Right.
Thank you.
So that did the washing without any soap, just with high pressure steam. Next is an automatic lawn cutter. There have been such products, but this uses very sophisticated radio systems to bound the area of the operation. UB Home is a Chinese company that can maintain a lawn up to 34 acres and inclines up to 55%. And it can mow sparse or thick grass covering a half an acre per day. The unit knows the allocated boundaries and issues an alarm if it moves beyond the boundaries set by the user. It recharges automatically when the battery falls to a 20% charge. So it uses some sophisticated radio technology called LoRa, that's L-O-R-A, Long Range Wireless System. It's designed for battery-powered Internet of Things devices. A smartphone app allows the user to set a virtual boundary. The robot uses AI vision and real-time kinematic positioning technology in conjunction with the global navigation satellite system to determine the boundary of the property. It's selling for $1,600.
Introducing the UB Home M10 robotic mower. The M10 utilizes RTK positioning technology with an accuracy up to 1 to 2 centimeters. It boasts a communication range of up to 210 meters. For homes with front and backyards, the M10's dual reference stations ensure precise positioning, even in the farthest end. Even in areas with weak GPS signals, the M10 can accurately position itself using RTK and Vision Fusion navigation and positioning technology. The M10 is incredibly easy to use. Just walk along the boundary once and effortlessly establish your mowing area. You can also set multiple work zones and assign tasks to each area individually. Equipped with 9 high-precision sensors, the M10 smartly adapts to various lawn conditions. identifying everything from lawn boundaries and pool edges to obstacles like sprinkler heads, water hoses, tree roots, and table legs. For movable objects, the M10 navigates safely without skipping any grass. When its built-in rain sensor detects heavy rain, the M10 will automatically pause its task and wait for the next clear day. The M10 boasts a larger cutting disc for wider mowing coverage. Plus, you can customize the mowing height to suit your preferences. It can handle complex terrains, including steep slopes. Powered by a high-strength motor, the M10 easily overcomes obstacles. When the battery runs low during mowing, the M10 automatically returns to its charging station. Once recharged, it resumes mowing right where it left off. When the mowing's completed, just give it a nice and easy wash. Living smart, free start.
Now this is a composter to deal with food waste. Unlike many composters, this will accumulate 4 months of waste and produce a fertilizer. It uses microbiotechnology that the maker claims will enhance natural aerobic fermentation, making it a genuine composting machine. And this process is supposedly 1,000 times faster than traditional composting. As you'll see, it's about the size of a trash bin, and selling price is $900.
Hey, let me introduce this magic trash bin, Jamei Composter, to you. It is completely different than other similar products. Other products only dehydrate food waste, which is pointless. Jamei uses microbes to break down the food waste, not through dehydration. The most amazing, easy part of this product is that there's no need to push any buttons to start the cycle. No need to tune carbon to nitrogen ratio. No need to clean up every time. The most convenient aspect is that you can add food waste at any time, just like a regular trash bin. When Jamei is running, it is super quiet. I can almost ignore the fact that it's working. And there is no smell. Jamei uses industry-grade filter to handle the odor. No need to change carbon filters at all, saving some hidden costs. The electricity consumption is minimum. Since there is no need for high-speed grinding and high-temperature drying, Jamei uses far less electricity than the waste dehydrators. Buying Jamei is the right choice to make. I haven't cleaned my Jamei for more than 3 months. Its volume is up to 19 liters. My Jamei requires no cleaning. In addition to being able to compost almost all food waste, Jamei can also compost pet feces like dog poops. You can use it to grow your plants. You can wash it away, and it helps to purify the water. Choose Jamei. Make your life easier and greener.
This is outdoor furniture built by a Hungarian company. It's called the line of smart benches for public venues. The benches include built-in solar panels that provide access to 4G cellular Wi-Fi, cellular networks, and Wi-Fi hotspots, so you can charge smartphones or USB. They also include environmental sensors for temperature, humidity, air quality, and ultraviolet index. They're built for outdoor use in all seasons. They're made from aluminum, tempered glass, and hardwood, ranging in size from 70 to 87 inches. There is a version with a touch display and speakers available. Next is the liquid view. This brings the outside inside without a hole in the wall. This is an artificial window using a large screen, high definition television installed vertically to simulate a window. The views can be programmed to adjust screens to circadian rhythms. It's claimed that the display in a windowless room offers health benefits by tricking the brain. According to a Stanford University study, quote, liquid view windows reduce stress, lowers heart rates, and calms the sympathetic system, enhances emotions, and alters brainwave activity. The displays are 8K videos. The videos you see were produced by National Geographic level cinematographers, according to the maker. Their TVs feature high dynamic range. They cost $10,000 for each window. And if you prefer a painting instead of a window, I saw a product from Samsung called the Samsung Frame TV that's mounted horizontally and displays museum quality works of art that are actually licensed through a subscription service costing $5 a month, plus each artwork is licensed for $3 to $65.
Liquid View is going to revolutionize architecture, interior design. It gives people the opportunity literally to travel the world without leaving their home.
The things that used to be problems when it came to design or came to construction or came to building, all of a sudden are new opportunities.
To not be limited by the architecture and to be able to put a view wherever we want opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
We're curating an experience. We're making something for our customers that no one has ever seen before.
We can give people a moment of escape, but also just like a moment of tranquility or just like a moment of wonder.
Liquid View is well positioned to be able to provide a completely disruptive new technology.
As architects, we do everything to maximize light, views, bring in the outdoors for every room in a house. That's what clients want the most. Doing everything we can to achieve that gets us to our goal.
Liquid View not only can transform a room, but we can transform individual people's perception, how they feel during the day, how they feel about themselves, by transforming the space that they're in and connecting with our customers on a visceral level.
We're able to stand on the shoulders of everybody working in streaming video to deliver a solution, and that allows us to innovate in areas that make the experience of a Liquid View window more realistic.
Including patented technology that allows our 24-hour views to be synchronized with the local time of day where a window is installed.
So one of the concepts that we had developed is called unexpected events. This was a way that we were trying to simulate the randomness of the world around us. In part, that's something that makes this feel more realistic, and you never know what you might see if you look out this window.
We can now be anywhere in the world, regardless of if you had a bad view before. There's a transformative aspect to this medium.
The real power behind Liquid View is that if you can imagine it, we could place it on a virtual window. The future is going to have virtual windows everywhere.
It really is the future. It can really give a new outlook towards the way we live.
So when I started, someone asked me about flying machines. So I want to show you what looks like the ultimate in flying machines, a flying saucer. This company called Invo Moon Flying Electric Vehicle. They claim that very soon you'll be able to buy a real flying saucer. It's an electric vehicle that can transport up to 6 persons, 300 miles, depending upon the model. The inventor is a former electric vehicle auto engineer. Options, rather advanced orders are being accepted with a down payment of $2,500 for a 3-passenger luxury model with, of course, heated seats, mood lighting, even an ice machine, and a smart TV. And the total flying saucer costs will be $350,000. They're looking for Federal Aviation Administration approval in 2027 and use in cities by 2030.
This is the Invo Moon, a revolutionary concept electric flying vehicle from Invo Station based in San Francisco that is planning to redefine urban transportation. They indicate that it is already available for pre-order on their website, and they are also attending the CES 2025. Do you guys think that they are real, or do they just want to use people's cash in the name of pre-orders with a promise of a product that never comes to life? Anyways, let's look at some of the features of this stuff. It is shaped like a UFO, and it will blend cutting-edge technology with a design inspired by Leonardo da Vinci's centuries-old concepts. It will be fully autonomous, and it will offer space for up to 3 passengers, providing them with a 360-degree panoramic view through its plexiglass windows, both above and below. It will have a top speed of 250 miles per hour and a range of 300 miles. Unlike conventional eVTOLs that rely on exposed propellers, the Invo Moon uses an innovative flight system entirely enclosed within its sleek aluminum frame. This design minimizes noise and also eliminates excessive wind generated by external blades. Its unique propulsion system comprises a dozen motors with spinning spheres arranged in a circular pattern. By operating in groups of 4 at a time, these motors enable seamless movement in any direction, allowing the aircraft to navigate with precision without a defined front or back. To land, it deploys 3 retractable legs, ensuring stability and efficiency. That inside the cabin will be designed for luxury and comfort, featuring 3 rotating, fully reclining heated seats. Passengers can enjoy the ambiance of mood lighting, smart TVs, and even an onboard ice machine. Every detail will be curated to deliver a premium experience, blending innovation with sophistication. This is according to Invo Station specs of this flying vehicle. It will use a fast charger, taking only 20 to 30 minutes to replenish the battery from 20% to 80%. The vehicle's compact size will be equivalent to that of a small family car, and its weight of 2,500 pounds will make it accessible for urban settings. Future owners can pre-order the Invo Moon for 2,000 pounds, with a total cost of around 280,000 pounds upon delivery.
Well, that concludes my curated tour, and I'm ending now with a display of Panasonic products from the 20th century. Looks like the product on the left is probably an Edison light bulb. Every time I attend CES, it requires considerable advanced planning. So I have already booked my hotel room for January 5th to 9th, 2026, and purchased transportation there. CTA is starting to rent booth space, and I'm looking forward, as always, to discovering innovation in a sea of minimal and incremental changes. So I appreciate the opportunity to deliver this presentation. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken. That is awesome. What a show. Thank you very much for the presentation. It was really well done as always. And thank you for including a report on the flying car. I'm a little
Did you hear about that?
I have not heard about that. You know, I know it's always coming soon, but that one.
Can hear you, Ken.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I've got mute off for myself.
I hear Ken. Ken hears me. Alvin doesn't hear anyone. You there, Alvin? Alvin, you don't hear us.
You need to pair those glasses.
Yeah. We're sending the flying saucer your way, Alvin. Anyway, I'm dying to learn about the theory of operation there. Whatever it was, 2,500 pounds for the unit plus another 600 pounds capacity for passengers,
No,
and
no,
then you've
that
got
I think that was the cost, 2,500 British pounds for a down payment.
for the down payment. Well, it's awfully reasonable, and
I
it
mean, the
seems
unit,
to.
I think I say it was about $360,000? 350,000 total cost.
Oh, I see. That was just the down payment. Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm
Oh,
usually
you're
I'm
not going to get a
expecting.
flying saucer for less than a bicycle.
Well, I was shocked. Yeah, the whole thing sounded a little preposterous. But the thing that amazed me was they have, so much capacity for all these luxury items when I would have expected them to be fussy about weight. And we can't see what their propulsion method is. Looks like there's no place for air to move anywhere
They
in
claimed there
particular.
was spinning discs. I didn't see the spinning discs. Where
No,
are they?
they're inside, and
They're inside.
Oh, okay.
the thing they haven't quite cracked is the anti-gravity levitation system.
Right.
But that'll be coming in a couple months as soon as they can get Chat GPT to give them some hints.
Yeah. Maybe they have a special deal with the window people, and what they do is they only let you take round trips, and they use these artificial windows, and
So they claim you've been there, huh?
the whole thing's just a simulation.
I'd be more interested in the navigation of it.
Oh, navigation's not a problem. I
Yeah,
couldn't
did you
figure out
notice those
how you would enter and exit. It didn't
Yeah,
appear there were any doors or structures.
they had a fleet in a crowded urban area passing each other. Did you notice that in this cartoon?
Yeah.
Or
So were there
better
people
yet,
on hand to answer your questions, Ken?
Pardon me?
Did they have people on hand to answer your questions?
Well, for most of the exhibits, yes.
Well, how about the flying saucers? Did you pepper them with questions?
Uh, I actually asked questions at the helicopter exhibit
Okay.
with the hydrogen. I mean, like you, I was surprised about hydrogen and the bad rap it has.
Yeah.
But there's now a movement to use stored hydrogen and convert it to electricity and water.
Okay.
if you think beyond the flying saucer, getting people from one place to another, why not video conference instead of going to the trouble of actually going there?
Well, I mean, we tried that during the pandemic. It got kind of boring.
Well, now we have Windows.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, we could make all our walls micro LEDs and
And
say,
plant-based
I
food
want
makers.
to experience the depths of the Grand Canyon. And you'll get some clever photographer to simulate the view of you being a mile down looking up.
Yeah, we got VR glasses and stuff that we can go anywhere. So why go into a flying saucer?
I guess the question is, why are we here? I mean,
Did they have any AV stuff, Ken?
oh, you mean the traditional stuff?
Yeah, audio and video.
Not much. I mean, they did. I didn't even bother this time showing the big LG exhibit because it was just more of the same. Big flat screen TVs, some using OLED, some using micro LED technology. Last year I showed you the transparent television. They didn't have that there this year.
What would you say was the most incredible, in literally incredible, like lacking credibility, technical or product launch that you saw?
The flying saucer.
Okay. That was the winner?
Yeah, I didn't believe that.
Okay. Were there any others that sounded far-fetched? Any runner-up?
I didn't understand all this exoskeleton. I mean, if you're going out to see nature, you could have had a flock of servants carrying you around if that's your goal.
Well, it's curious because there are people who ride e-bikes, and of course they get no respect from the people who ride their bikes with 100% human power. But to be fair, for people who are losing strength and want to be able to ride with their friends, it's huge. And of course, e-bikes have other applications. But even amongst the enthusiast bicyclists, they enjoy it. And then here you have these artificial legs. If you want bionic legs to help you climb mountains with your friends, it could be a winner. But I was amazed that they had the kinds of capacity and reliability that they were touting. Did they have any demonstrations of that?
They had a model or a person with it strapped around him, and he was just standing there.
Okay. And you
So,
couldn't try them on yourself. You couldn't.
no.
Yeah.
One a simple question about those video walls, micro LED and everything.
Yeah.
3D on a projector makes the picture dimmer because it goes half frames or something, interleaving the frames so that you can see 3D. Do the video walls have 3D?
I didn't see any. 3D is not talked about much at all.
It'd be great if you could see a full brightness 3D movie. Oh well.
If you put it on a wall and it's 3D, you might end up walking into the wall.
No, I mean, I've got a normal video projector, and you can do 3D video on it, but it's to be half as
Yeah,
bright.
I actually ordered a projector that supposedly has 3D, but it's going to be tough to find 3D source material.
No, that's available, but
It is.
not broadcast, but on disc.
Where do you go to get Blu-rays these days?
Amazon.
Well, I'm still amazed by some of these people who are promoting products that are really not credible, that are crazy. And what is the reaction of the audience as you're in this booth and they're making these crazy claims? Do people just accept it, or are they asking pointy questions? Are they scoffing? What's the reaction?
Very few people ask the pointed, embarrassing questions. Um, they sort of look around and quickly move on.
Okay, so politely excuse themselves.
Yeah. I mean, if you stand in one spot and look around, you can see a dozen exhibits in one swoop. So there are plenty of distractions if you get bored.
Okay. And my other question for you is, how do you decide how to budget your time with all of those exhibits? Do you prepare by planning ahead with a schedule to go to particular places?
I do. I start by going through all the presentations going on, narrow it down to the dozen or so that I might be interested in. And to be honest, I get to very few of them, but I know I could duck into one of the presentation rooms if I had the time. But what I look at more broadly is what category of exhibits is in which hall, because I have to determine whether I'm in the North Hall or the West Hall or the South Hall, and some of them have multiple levels. And that's just at the convention center. Then over at the Venetian Convention Center, which is a mile away, there are another 2 floors of exhibits. And then I usually go with press credentials, so I have access to a separate show called Showstoppers at the Bellagio, which runs for an evening. So I try to get down there and see what they have.
Did you do the Sphere?
I haven't been there. I've seen it. I've been about a half a mile away, but I've not been in it.
And then the various vendors give you these videos, or are they?
No, I
The website.
I searched YouTube and I captured all of these off YouTube. Uh, one or two I edited for length. I recently had a project where I had to learn how to do video editing and transitions and all that. So now that I've have some introductory knowledge in that, I can edit the videos.
All right. Well, we're reaching the top of the hour, so I want to be careful with time. I personally need to step away, but I won't stop the meeting. I think that it can continue without me as the host. But before I go, I want to thank you, Ken, for preparing this presentation and sharing with us. I know a lot of work goes into this, and it was really detailed and interesting. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ken. I will be writing an article for the speaker, and I'll give URLs to the videos if anyone wants to watch them again.
That's great. Well,
And
actually,
by the
what we
way,
could
if you want to see the LG video that I couldn't start, just look at speaker from last year. You'll find a pointer there.
Terrific. All right. Well, so I'm going to personally sign off. Thank you again, and goodbye to everybody.
So any final questions?
Have you put a down payment in for your flying saucer? Is that a Kickstarter campaign?
It sounded like it, yeah. I'm not rushing to that one.
But you do have a mosquito locator on order.
Right.
I thought that was hilarious. All that technology and money just to tell you where the mosquito was when it discovered it. By the time you get out of bed with your fancy fly swatter, do you think it'll stay there?
I've never hit a mosquito sitting on a wall. I mean, when they're buzzing around my ears.
Just want to keep the bugs from dropping into my wine glass.
There was, I don't know if you listen to Wait, Don't Tell Me on NPR.
Yes.
This morning, one of the quizzes was about warning to people in a stadium to keep their mouth shut because flocks of cicadas were roaming around.
Huh.
You know, these insects that come out every 7 years.
Well, nice presentation. And
Ken, did you see the JVC exhibit last year? The projector?
Remind me, what was there?
Well, the big product was the NZ900 projector. I bought one. It's 26 grand.
I saw it at CEDIA. I went to the JVC booth. You said 2,600, that's all?
No, 26,000.
Oh, I was going to say JVC is very high priced.
You know, it's got that, they call it a blue laser light bulb. And it lights up this room in the middle of the day. I can see I got a 150-inch screen. So Studio Tech.
Wow.
You see it over there?
Yeah.
Big mine's. Let me if I can hold this still. Oh, there's a.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
And there you kind of see my screen. Let's see, rotate it this way. That's a 150-inch screen. It's a storage screen.
You went with 16:9 rather than CinemaScope?
Well, I got this one because I was a dealer back in New Mexico in the 1990s, and so I got that one as a demo for $6 grand. Now it's about 20 grand for that screen.
Mm-hmm.
But
necessary to spend that kind of money.
That was what they made in the day. There's like, but the console, you got all these phase linears. I have 9-phase linear, 7-phase linear 700Bs. You know, like Alan Foster used to have that. I have a whole stack of those. Oh, I got all these AR9 speakers all around the room. I see there's one in the front, and I got some. Yes.
Do you have a library of Blu-rays, or do you stream your videos?
I get 4K discs. That's all I get. Well, I do have a whole bunch of laser discs. There's about 1,000 laser discs in there. If you know anybody who wants laser discs, they come get these and haul them off. I got about 4 different players too. Anybody in the laser disc technology. Alvin would know how to get a hold of me. Anyway, that projector, I think, was just came out, and it was first exhibited in the 2024 CES. I used to go to CES and Comdex all the time, but you know, finally it was just all the audiovisual stuff was in the Venetian. And I don't have the interest in it anymore. It seems like a lot of trouble to see things.
And you probably know Comdex failed. CES picked up some of the remnants.
Yeah, for a while, though, you know, you see motherboards and hard drives and stuff like that in CES, and then that all disappeared too. So I don't go anymore.
They do have tractors though.
The what?
They do have tractors. You know, the Kubota tractor.
Oh yeah, every year the American Harvester was there. I showed that 2 years ago. They took off probably a quarter acre of floor space.
Huh.
And you know, it's sold by the square foot, so they paid a lot of rent there.
Oh yeah. I get a lot of phone calls for Kubota. My phone number is 817-571-9000. And Kubota's 571-900. So I have a lot of bad calls. So I think Kubota is local. Or maybe it's just a rep that's local.
What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Dallas. I'm just west of the airport. Hey, guy.
Last time I was in Dallas, I used Love Field. I was amazed how active that is.
It's a busy airport. It's kind of like the Reagan is to DC. Logan is to,
Love is the old airport that was supposed to close when DFW opened.
Yeah, but Southwest Airlines kind of bailed that out. That's their center. Are you guys around in the 1970s in Boston?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh yeah, because that's where I first met Alvin, was in 1972. I built a Heathkit tuner, a digital tuner. It's the first one of its kind. So that's how he invited me to bring it over to the Boston Audio Society. So people wanted to check it out and, you know, test it. And then a couple years later, I got into phase linear stuff, and Bob Carver agreed to sell me one of the first preamps, the 4000 preamp. I don't know if you remember that one. Had all the functions: autocorrelator, expansion, 4-channel, and he sold it to me if I agreed to let the BAS take it over for a month. So I did. And you guys tested the unit, and everybody was, it's a great unit. at the time. And that's how I met Bob Carver, and that's how I know Alvin. And so I've had this multi-year project to put this console together in this audio-visual system. And that's what I've, and now I'm starting to look at you guys again, because I kind of dropped out of audio for 20 years. So anybody who was around in the 70s may have come over to my apartment in Back Bay. I had a light show, the Pink Floyd light show.
Oh,
I know a lot of people in the audio world, Vulture, Henry Claus, a bunch of these guys. God, who was the guy in Cambridge? He had like 17 phase linear 400s. He built those big horns in his room. What's his name? God, I can't remember.
Richard Berwin.
Yeah. Dick Berwin, I think.
Yeah.
He had an amazing system. So I've been in his place. And then I met Pink Floyd on the Dark Side of the Moon tour in 1973 in Jacksonville, Florida. And I went, it's a concert. I went to the concert and I was walking around looking at all the audio equipment they had down in the control station. And the guy there would start showing me all the stuff around and took me around. And they had these banks of phase linear 700s on each of the speaker banks. There was, I don't know, maybe half dozen speaker banks around the room. They were in the 4-channel surround sound stuff. Turns out his name was Alan Parsons. And he invited me up to the hotel room after the show. And that may have been because of the two ladies that had with me. So we went up to the hotel and I met all those guys in a hotel room up on some 7th floor or something. So I met the Pink Floyd, and anyway, that just seeing all those phase 700s just burned that image in my mind, and that's I've kind of recreated that. That's why I have so many phase linears. Now my phase linears are different than the ones Bob built. His was old technology, and there was an outfit, the Phoenix. Or White Oaks was a guy in Boston who came up with a new circuit based on Carver's circuit. And so these like put out 500 watts of channels. So I have about, I don't know, 10,000 watts in my console there. And they're like phase linear 700D version 2. All new circuit boards, everything they're really nice now. They'll last me, I'll croak before any of these units fail. But those phase 700Bs, or people buying those things, they're junk. Their knobs are all smashed up, the handles are gone. They got holes drilled in them. They were real popular back in the 70s. And that's why Pink Floyd was using. They put out a lot of power. They were reliable. They sounded good. So anyway, that's what I've done. I've used all these phase linear equipment to build my system. And then I got this projector. This projector is so cool. It lights up this big screen, and I can turn it on in the middle of the day and see the screen. It looks great. Before that, I had this is like 300 or 3.3, what do you call it, lumens, kilolumens or whatever.
There are 3,300 lumens, right?
Yeah, 3,300. Yeah, and the projector I had before that was 2,000, and it would wash out in the daytime. And this just, the intensity of the picture is.
So you don't.
It looks like a full LED screen.
Are you in a dark room or ambient light?
I can't control the light.
Wow.
This stuff. And behind the screen, there's a bank of windows.
So you don't darken the room for a,
No,
no, okay.
I just overwhelm it with that extra light. Yeah, you start looking at these commercial units, you're talking like 50 to 100 grand. You know, the ones you see in auditoriums. And so that was a little more than I wanted to put into a home projector. And then they came out with that NZ900 last year. And that was the answer. It just lights up.
It's
Incredible.
just not necessary to spend that kind of money for a projector. Mine
Well,
is 2,400 lumens, and it cost $2,000 or so.
yeah. But I look at it this way. I'm 81. I'm going to croak soon. I got a lot of money.
It's either you or your ears. Might as well be you.
Pardon?
It's either you or your ears. So
Oh,
spend
my
it
ears
yourself.
are gone. I wear hearing aids sometimes.
No, I didn't say here. HEIRS.
Oh, ears.
The money goes to them or to you, so might as well spend it on yourself.
Oh, no, well, I bought them condos in Denver. My kids moved to Denver. So I bought them each a condo. So they got a good start in life here. I paid off all their debts, bought them Foresters for cars.
Wow.
So there they are. They're in their early 30s, totally debt free, owning apartment.
How did you get so rich, David?
I worked as an aerospace engineer. Only I was a consultant, so I was getting like twice the rate of normal engineers. And I travel all over the country.
Making flying saucers, no doubt.
No, but just seeing some of the work of my products on TV, or like this idiot Trump's bombing of I helped work on the guidance systems for the Tomahawk cruise missiles. The system I worked on, they don't have anymore. I think they've gone to GPS. It was a DSPAC, digital scene matching algorithm correlator. And it would, you pick which window you want to fly the missile through, and it'll home in on that one and go right through it. So anyway, I worked at that. I lived all over the country, lived in every major city. These were all temp jobs. They last like 6 months to a year. In my peak, I was in Huntsville, Alabama, working on a B-1D trainer. I was bringing home $4,000 a week, which by today's money is, in 1980 money, that was a lot of money. And
To
then
a degree.
So I put it all into mutual funds and 401ks and stuff. And my wife's a physician, so she's paying the bills right now because she's still working, and I'm been retired.
What is your degree?
Double E, electrical engineering. Just software design is how I got started. And then I wrote specifications, requirements, documents. And
did you get your degree in Boston?
No, I started out in the University of Missouri at Rolla, or then it was Missouri School of Mines and Metallurgy. And I started as an intern in Huntsville, Alabama at Redstone. And I was just down the hall from Werner von Braun. I was part of that. I was an intern into that group. And
so you mean the Nazi we hired for the space race?
Yeah, my boss's name was Wolfgang. Wolfgang Trautwein. He was as German as you get.
Right, and he knew nothing about what happened during the war.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to put the missiles up. I didn't care about I don't know if they got a bad rap or not, but I think they were more interested in, that was just a tool to get so they could develop their space dreams. And anyway, so I was in the test division, so I saw a lot of rocket tests in those stands, and I did a study on my first job as an engineer, a graduate engineer, was to analyze, is the missile going to clear the tower when it goes up, when an engine goes out, or you get wind gusts? And so if you have an engine go out, I don't know if you're familiar with Apollo or the Saturn booster, there's four engines, four big engines. One of them goes out, and the thrust vector no longer goes through the center of gravity. And so you'll get drift as it goes up. And so that was my big thing, was running simulations and stuff, developing the simulations to see if the missile will clear the. So I did that for a year. And I eventually wound up working at Los Alamos. You know, I moved from Boston to Santa Fe, which is my favorite spot in the country. And so I worked there at Los Alamos for a couple of years. And that's when I say, you know, 25K a year, I can make 50K a year by becoming a job shopper or contract labor, whatever you want to call them. And so that's what I did. I left Los Alamos and made a lot of money. Because most of these jobs, the reason I hire you is because they're so far behind schedule, they're getting wrapped by DOD or whoever, that they're not getting the work done. And so not only do they hire a bunch of job shop contractors like me to come in and help them catch up, they also want you to work a lot of overtime. And so it's time and a half for overtime. So, you know, eventually I was making like $150 an hour. And that's $1980. So that's how I got my wealth.
Did you see any real flying saucers?
No, let's see.
They didn't send you to Area 51?
No, I haven't been there. I worked at JPL once on an intelligence program. And it was a real top secret. Like, people don't know that JPL does jobs like that. They're not all aerospace. They do other things, just like Los Alamos. Los Alamos designed the fireworks displays in the Washington Monument and stuff like that.
Whatever you worked on, did it work?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Tomahawks were killer missiles. And I worked on the anti-satellite. That's I wound up in Dallas in 1980. And there you have a little, you're basically hitting a bullet with another bullet. And that's the technology now that's in the Patriot. And I wrote some simulations to simulate the spinning of the little coning thing and firing all the little rockets on it to stabilize it and get it going in the right direction. That was an anti-satellite program. And I think Reagan had to cancel that, part of some agreement with Russia. But the technology stayed there. And that's now Lockheed Missiles in Space Division. And that's where the Patriot missile comes from.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got my little bit of, I see myself, pieces of me, and a lot of other things that are happening military wise. So anyway, that's I don't know if nobody here, I guess, came to my Boston apartment. You know, it's just, I used to give these light shows. I built I lived in this incredible apartment in Back Bay. It had all the sculptured tiles in the ceiling. It was pretty elaborate. It's probably the best looking apartment in Back Bay. It was locked under rent control. And I got it for $300 a month. And recently it sold for $3 million. Of course, all that Back Bay stuff has gone out of sight.
Well, Back Bay was run down until the 1970s when it was sort of discovered and then chopped up into condos with minimal renovations. And then the owners in the past 50 years have been upgrading and upgrading, making them some of the most expensive real estate in the area.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened in my apartment. I lived there from 74 to 78. And it turns out I was looking for an apartment because I was working at Raytheon in Newport on a torpedo program. And that finished up. So I got a job up at USD, Department of Transportation in Cambridge. And I went up there and I was looking for an apartment. I walked into this realtor guy in Back Bay. And he says, "Hey, we just got this open up. You want to take a look at it?" And I said, "Yeah." So he took me over. The door got open about 6 inches. I knew I was going to live there. It was one of those really gorgeous, all wood, you know, it was used to
Yeah,
be.
the Back Bay that was built for the super rich in the 1880s.
Right. That was a lab for Cabot. Is that his name? Lodge? Cabot Lodge or something? He was a famous politician
Yeah,
back in the,
Henry Cabot Lodge.
yeah, him. That was his place. And then
You
somehow,
mean the unit you lived in was his house?
well, what happened was, I guess somehow the universities bought those things somehow and then cut them up into student housing. And that's when I came there. It's at the end of that era, and that's why everything was locked under rent control. And so,
Yeah, rent control ended in 1976.
no, it didn't. Well, I was there through 78, so I'm not sure.
Well, the rents hadn't gone up much. It
Yeah, because I was paying 300 a month for 4 years, and then I moved to Santa Fe. And the lady that got my apartment, she had to move out the next year. They kicked everybody out of the building, and then they did all that construction work and upgrades, combined whole floors of, to make one unit.
Yeah, the truth is, I looked at real estate then. They did minimal upgrades. Yes, they recombined, they took away phony partitions.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then the big thing they did was they scraped the floors and polished them. So it was like a mirror you're walking on, and that was the selling point.
Uh-huh. Is there a way to get, I don't know how to use Zoom that well. Let me see. Let's see.
Hey, click on the share at the bottom and pick the window you want us to see.
Share. Okay. Okay, let me see. How do I? Let me close it. Let me go find.
And then you got to click share on your Windows screen.
Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay.
No, you didn't start sharing.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find the picture first. Okay. Here we go. Audio, video, Boston Light Show. Okay, so there. Okay, now share. How do I share this?
You click on the window you want, then at the bottom it says share. No, it hasn't started yet. So on the Zoom screen, you got to first click the little green square at the bottom.
On this one?
Yeah, the page you're seeing us on at the bottom, you see there's a green up arrow.
Yeah, it says share.
Click on that.
I click on that.
And then you'll see a screen with
select
all
the
your open
window or an
windows.
application you want to share.
Pick the window and then click share again. There it is.
Okay, what do you see? All the little pictures?
All the little ones.
Okay. This is the Algonquin Club. That's a car I bought back in
You're going to have to blow up the pictures one at a time. We can't see anything.
Can you see that?
No. You got to share the window you're looking at. You got to stop sharing this and share the window that has the blow up.
You are sharing. So you see all the little windows?
Yeah, just we
All right.
see
Now, if I want to show one of those pictures,
the
how,
English menu at the side and the windows, the photos. You just made the window wider.
so when I clicked on one of the little images, my photo viewer screen popped up.
Right. So yeah, stop sharing the screen with all the little pictures. See at the top it says stop sharing.
Stop share.
Okay. Now go back, share, but share the window with the individual pictures.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I gotta find my.
The green up arrow.
There we go. Now, did you get a picture there?
No, we're back to the same one. You shared the first window, not the new window. You got to stop sharing, bring up the viewer, and share the viewer.
Okay, so I'm looking at all the little pictures.
Yeah.
Stop sharing.
Yeah.
Now, if I click,
You didn't stop sharing. There, you stopped sharing. Now, click share. It'll bring up all the windows you have open. Pick the window with the blow up slide.
okay, here's the one with the Porsche. Oh, I gotta click on share.
Yeah.
There, can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah,
The building looks
that's the Algonquin Club at 217 Ave. I live at 215. That's this one. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Is it a big image or a small image?
It's small, but I recognize it. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, there I just did a zoom. There is the plate in the fireplace. And there's the room. You can see the beauty of that room. See all the work?
So there was no way you could buy that rather than rent it.
Oh no, not now. Like I say, in 2011, it sold for $3 million.
No, I'm saying if you bought it in the 70s, you didn't have to work.
Yeah. Oh, and in here you can see there's my console. Let me go to the next picture. I put all these mirrors in the end of the room and these squares. And that's me sitting in the chair. Up here, you'll see some of the projectors I used in my light show. Bing. Let me go to the next one. And there's me giving a show. You see there's the two phase 700Bs that I got from Tech Hi-Fi. There's that Heathkit digital tuner that I bought. And over here is the phase linear 4000 preamp. And these are color organs. I had all these lighting effects in the room.
Your neighbors didn't complain?
No, this is a solid building. I use a sound pressure meter and I could play it up to 9 dB and no one ever complained. There's a group of people there for the show. And that's me setting it up. And this is when the show would start with the Heartbeat of Dark Side. Is everybody familiar with that record? There you can see, and these are all my control panels I had for all this lighting effects. All these things down here. Then the music was, the heartbeat would beat, and all the lights in the room would go on and off to the beat. And then it would, the music would start, and I flooded everything with red lights. And then I got a bunch of pictures here, just some of the audio visual effects. These are swarming globes, all these planets were swimming around on the screen I draped across the entire room.
You ran a personal disco?
Well, I don't know. It's more of a Pink Floyd light show. That's and then and the dark side of the moon, you hear an airplane fly in and crash into the stage. That's the way they did it on the stage. They'd have a 20 or 30-foot airplane fly out of the back of the auditorium and go down and hit the left corner of the stage. Well, I had my Boeing 747. That's that. So I put lights inside of that with batteries. And when I flipped a switch, it would unhook from the wall in the bedroom and come across the room and crash into the fireplace. Where I had a bunch of flash powder, and that would trigger that. And it would smoke up the whole room, which was really great for these other effects, because now everything got a three-dimensional look to it. These are more of the projectors in the back of the room. But there, see that ceiling? Wow. Isn't that an incredible ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I couldn't find, I used to walk up and down Com Ave just looking up at windows, and I never saw another room that had that. There was a health thing on Fairfield that had that. And here I had an effect. I turn on all the lights on one side of the room. And, and then on the next picture, all the lights are coming from the right side of the room. And I get that going at a fast rate. And it created an illusion that all these things were spinning like helicopter blades.
Yeah.
And people wouldn't recognize it until I'd stand there and point up the ceiling. And everybody look up and you see people's mouths fall open. And then this is where the good stuff happens.
You build your parties as simulated LSD?
Let's see. Oops. No, wrong one. See, now this picture was taken, my mom took this picture and the room wasn't smoked up. But when this effect came on, you saw these lights connected to the globe with a solid beam of white smoke. That was really neat. And then I tweaked the ball and it would move a little bit and the whole room would feel like it was moving. And that wasn't the best effect. Then I did this. I projected these colors, and all these red beams with red smoke and white smoke and yellow smoke all coming off this ball, and it would rotate. And that was a really great effect. And then here, these are just, there's like 750 lights in each one of these boxes. I had 3 different effects. But basically it was the old color organ thing.
Wow.
And then this would be the end of Dark Side of the Moon, where I get all these effects going at kind of the same time. And then there was a break. And then I did the second part of the show. And this, now you're getting into psychedelics here. This is with the song Careful That Oxygen. It was really slow, methodic music.
And you weren't invited to any of the public venues in Boston?
Pardon?
You didn't do this in any of the public venues?
No, I just gave these free concerts whenever I felt like it. And then this one, what I had 3 lights behind the console. Can you see my cursor moving?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had a light here, a light here, and a light here behind the console. And I'd rotate those with a light chaser. And what that did, it created the illusion that all these curtains are kind of waving, which was something like, LSD. And you'd see all these curtains kind of moving and flowing back and forth because of the shadows. It was really a neat effect. And then in that song, Careful That Oxygen, the guy would start screaming and he'd be hatcheting somebody in the music. And then I would turn on this effect, my mask. This is a genuine African mask. But I had strobe lights all over the room. Yeah, that's what you can see, all these white flashes. And I'd start turning off these, so it all kind of focused on that mask. And the mask had red lights behind it that were flashing.
You guys,
And then this is what it wound up looking like at the end of that sequence. And it's sitting there pulsing at you. Alvin's seen my show several times. If you ever want to ask him about it. And this is then
so
I bring
you knew Alvin back in the 70s?
Yeah. Yeah, he was living in the student housing at Boston U, somewhere there in Back Bay. And like I say, he wanted to gift my Heathkit digital tuner. It was a completely digital tuner. It wasn't no analog. Anyway, I had all these lights in the side of this thing too, so I could flood these lights. And then I could do things with the speakers. Here I had a little light hanging on. There's a motor up here, and this little light would rotate around inside this cone. So it was like 2 big searchlights from these were aluminum woofers, and they were polished. I polished them so they look like mirrors. And then these ones on the left and right, the red, that was just a strip of red lights behind it. And so I could control all these lights and get different colors. And here's where I get a whole bunch of things to close out the show. Now the way I closed out the show is off the Wish You Were Here album. And what I had the song that led into Have a Cigar Boy, You're Gonna Go Far. I don't know if you guys remember that. Are you got any of you guys Pink Floyd fans? Anyway, the music came down with a crash, and I pretended that all the equipment went out. I turned out every light you could possibly see. We were totally in a dark room. And so then I brought out a candle, lit it up, and scratched my head and put on an act like I was trying to, I flipped a few switches, like I'd blown the circuits. And I put out another candle and more candles. And at the end of that song, you hear a breeze come in, and the breeze would blow out all these candles because I had little fans that with tubes that went to each one of these candles and would blow the light, the candle out. And that was the end of the show. So it was a pretty fancy apartment. So how do I, stop sharing?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So anyway, that was,
So
oh, I was there for the blizzard of 78. If you guys remember that.
Yeah, I was there too. Yeah.
That was an incredible snowstorm. It was so cool in Back Bay because no cars are driving up and down Common Ave. People are out on their skis. It's like going back 200 years when there was no machinery running, making noises. That was a beautiful time, at least for people living in Back Bay. I did have a problem though. I crashed my motorcycle because I had a motorcycle. So I drove that over to Cambridge, Kendall Square. I can't say Kendall or Kenmore.
Kendall.
Yeah. So I went over there and I couldn't get my bike started. So I said, well, I'll take it inside and get it warmed up. And I ran up the ramp, the steps, and then there was ice there and it didn't stop. I went right through the window. A lot of craziness. But I had a great time in Boston. That was probably the prime time of my youth. You know, it's like 30 or 35, something like that. And I really did enjoy living in Boston. I thought Alvin was a great friend. He came out to my wedding. He was my best friend in Newport, Rhode Island. I mean, Newport Beach, California. So anyway, it's been nice meeting you all.
Yeah, good stories.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
thanks.
So I don't know, I hope that was interesting. Oh, one thing I did forget to show you. Let's see. This calendar. Let's see. Get back to my picture.
Yep.
Documents. Boston Light Show. Okay. Share. Can you see that picture?
Yeah.
That was the invitation I would pass out. See, so I was right there at Exeter and Common Ave. And those are the 3 pieces of Pink Floyd's music I played. Anyway. Oh, stop sharing. So what do you guys do? You guys are retired, most of you?
Yeah.
David?
Yeah.
You're retired?
Well, the business, I run my own business, so it never really finishes.
Uh,
Yeah,
it's well
I run
done.
a management consultancy.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Anyway,
good stuff. So,
like I say, I don't know if any of these guys are around. Claus, I guess all these guys are dead now. Right?
Who?
Henry Claus. That's how I got started in the screens. He sold me a projector, you know, the 3-beam projector. Pretty cryptic technology, but no way. This NZ900 is incredible because it looks like a regular 140-inch, 150-inch OLED screen. I mean, his image is that sharp and that bright. So, anyways, that's a killer. And I wondered if you'd seen that at CES 2004 because that's where they introduced it.
No, as I said, it was shown at CEDIA.
Oh, it's CEDIA.
In September in
Oh, that's
Denver.
right.
I
That was
just made my hotel booking for next September.
That was in Denver and Boulder.
No, downtown Denver
No, downtown Denver.
at the convention center.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll see you at that one.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I gotta go.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, David.
yeah.
Hey, nice to
Yeah,
meet you
thanks,
guys.
Ken, for a
Likewise.
good presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're very
That's
welcome.
what I was really interested to see if CES was going back to. Alrighty, you guys take care.
Okay.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.